Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Ceres in Virgo in a natal chart. Now, Ceres in Virgo, Ceres in astrology can be connected with how one may nurture and care, but it could also be how one may desire to be nurtured and cared for. Now, given that this is in Virgo, this may be done through work, service, some kind of employment. It may be through some cleaning or organizing. This person may really be proficient at like home, like a home health, aid or whatever that is. I don't know the exact title, like a home caregiver or somebody that gives basic medical assistance to people in homes, but it could be for people that are in homes that are sickly, debilitated, that have certain physical restrictions and limitations. It could also be where one may care for others by compiling data for others, keeping things organized. This person may do well actually as a professional organizer or just in anything affiliated with health, like if there's like a health advisor position or working as a doctor, a physician, a nurse, some kind of health aid, anything that could be health related. And also, this could be a person that shows that they care by simply being reliable, dependable, and punctual, as Virgo can really epitomize this energy. Now, also, too, Ceres in astrology can be connected with dissipated or depleted self-worth or how one may feel about his or herself. Now, given that this is in Virgo, perhaps this could be attributed, maybe this person may feel a lack of some kind of analytical or intellectual ability. It doesn't mean the person necessarily really lacks that, but there might be some insecurity in that person as far as that goes. It could be maybe there were issues with cleanliness or something hygienic or one's work ethic, or one didn't feel they were industrious enough, or they worked as hard as they needed on whatever issue it may be, or just general employment issues. It could be this person may, if this person is debilitated or sickly or succumb to some kind of health related issue, it could indicate, of course, lack, in a lot of cases, lack of being able to do certain things physically or what have you. And this could play a role in some kind of dissipated or depleted self-worth or self-esteem issues. Now, Ceres in astrology can also be connected like with eating issues or disorders that are associated with eating and food. Now, given that this is Virgo, then in some cases this could be like a compulsive issue with food. If this person, in isolated cases, if this person does have any issues that are or disorders associated with food and eating, it could be connected with worrying incessantly about not being thin enough, not looking healthy enough. It could be very strongly associated with worry and anxiety, since we are talking about the zodiac sign Virgo. Now, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with raising children. Now, if you happen to be a parent, you may be somebody that might raise your children to be very scrupulous, very proper, following things that are, being as far as working, I guess you could say, working within parameters, the law, doing things that are ethical, about encouraging your children to have integrity, and also etiquette and manners, being very proper. It could be doing simple things, also opening the door for a debilitated or elderly person, somebody or that has some limitations physically. It could be about being very healthy, about being meticulous in their appearance and showing that self-respect. And being clean, about hygiene and health. This could be, now say if this is in your first house in your natal chart, this could be about a reflection of yourself to some degree, especially if Virgo is rising on top of it. In a lot of cases, if you have Ceres and Virgo in the first house, you're going to have a Virgo ascendant. In some cases, you may have a Leo ascendant. But anyway, now, Ceres in astrology can also be associated and connected with being coerced against one's will to go somewhere. It can be associated and forcibly taken against one's will, which of course is kidnapping or abduction. Now, abductions are very rare and isolated, of course, but in the rare instance, if you have this placement and you're involved in one, so if you are abducted, and I mean, this is very rare, of course, this might be done, through very, systematic, methodical fashion, and the person may be very punctilious with details. It might be done with a very well organized, formulated plan, and maybe it may happen at some kind of health venue or near a health and fitness place or something, or it might be somebody that might be, I mean, in some cases perhaps it could be somebody that might be, I would think, a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or somebody that simply embodies those Virgo-like characteristics. A person that might be well organized, punctual, pedantic, somebody that's very intellectual, a person that might appear very scrupulous, at least on the surface. If this person is abducting somebody, they're obviously not as scrupulous as what they appear to be. So anyway, now Ceres in astrology can also be associated with the family connection that one may have, relationships, the rapport with one's family. Now, given that this is in Virgo, this could be one where you might see a lot of your family members as being very cynical, but critical and judgmental, but people that are also very intellectual, very organized and service-oriented. And it might be a situation with your family where you feel that there's a lot, it's really could be a lot of mutual service that may be given to each other, and it might be one where you feel that there's a lot of labor, there's a lot of laborious efforts. It could be dominated by work and things and chores that you may have to do for these people, or even some people may be doing them for you. So this is how, and it may be one where there's a lot of, you see these people as being very exacting, very precise with things, maybe too much so, but also very where you feel the relationship is very, Virgo energy can be very proper, and you really feel that people are maybe very scrupulous in how they act toward you and showing a lot of etiquette and manners. So that's how the family connection. There might be also an emphasis on health as well as far as your family goes. So anyway. Well, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with sorrow, dejection, and disappointment. Now, since we're talking about the zodiac sign Virgo, this might be related in some cases to some health situation. It might be through some debilitation or health limitation or restriction one may succumb to. It might even be through maybe being overly pedantic, or maybe through shyness. It could be some issues with employment, or some workers. It might be over, maybe just being overly reticent and not really, getting maybe the praise, the approbation, the accolades that were necessary, that you thought you maybe had deserved. It could be over maybe some harsh criticism you may have had to deal with. You may have dealt with some judgmental people that were overly picky, that wanted you to be everything but flawless or perfect or infallible, and you weren't able to meet up to those expectations, and there might be some despondency in connection with that. Now, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with protection, being protective. Now, this could be a person that might really be protective regarding taking very excessive precautions regarding health-related matters. I don't know if the term may not be germophobic anymore, but whatever that is that's related to that, this could be a person that might be borderline that, or it could be or it's some isolated cases and extreme cases. This could be about hypochondria, or somebody that just takes a really inordinate amount of health precautions. But at the same time, in most cases, this would just be somebody that may just be very, very cautious regarding their health and taking the regular, precautions that are necessary. Like, some of you may know, in recent time we've had that coronavirus going on. People wearing like the mask that they need to wear, just basic health precautions. But this could be a person that really is very careful regarding those matters go. And also, it could be over matters connected with health insurance and making sure that this person has that security if they are employed through some kind of health insurance. I mean, a lot of people can be like that regardless of their Ceres placement, but this could be more emphasized being it's in Virgo. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with clothing. So given that this is in Virgo, this could be somebody that really likes that preppy look, the button up, the real neat, meticulous kind of attire and appearance. Somebody that tries to be nearly flawless in terms of how they dress, and this could be a person that's looking for any kind of stain that might be on their clothes, and also a person that could be very very neat appearance, but yet very frugal in terms of their spending on clothes, and a person that might be really searching for that best buy. Now, of course, in your chart you could have contraindicators for that, such as like like a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or even Venus in Leo, something that might show some kind of extravagance. Even if Venus is, like, say, making an adverse aspect to Jupiter, or even a conjunction to it, it could give distorted spending habits. So I think you have to look, of course, at other elements in your chart. But Ceres in astrology can also be about what one may obliterate or eliminate in order to restore what one may previously have had. Now, in some cases, this could just simply be about a person at some point in their life. They might eliminate some kind of work position they have or employment, and it might be about simply restoring their service or getting back service they may have rendered to others, or maybe some kind of, it might be something health related, so they could concentrate on their health. Say if this falls in the 8th house in one's chart, the 8th house, of course, is about rebirth and regeneration. If this were to fall in the 8th house, someone may eliminate maybe there's some kind of work related venue in order to have like that rebirth, to resuscitate their own health. So that could be one example. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.